The first like 30 minutes was we revealed some stuff. Creatures of Aether is coming out on September 28th. Rivals of Aether is coming to Definitive is coming to Steam and Switch on September 24th. For you workshop fans, one thing that you just saw all these characters and stages and buddies. Workshop skins will be supported on September 24th as well. So there's basic and advanced skins. Basic skins are just colors, kind of like Ragnar, not recolors, resprites of characters. And advanced skins are like you can change gameplay too. So you can like make, echo fighters basically. So the Russian translation will still be on PC. It's not on Switch initially. So Switch is launching with just Japanese and English. We're hoping to bring more language later. We're finally looking into, now that the game's like done and we're not really changing the tutorials or anything, we're looking into localization in other languages. So just send Rivals of Aether a message on Twitter if you are interested in helping us on localization in any language. The game's been in active development. Even though we launched in 2017, it's been active. So we've been adding stuff. So it's been kind of hard to do localization. For the workshop thing, first of all, like I said multiple times, we were watching a YouTube stream by Zeta who put that all together. So congratulations to him. That was insane. Also, so much of the polish and quality, all the animation on like that snake one is ridiculous. So in terms of like the characters and stuff, like I didn't know anything that was in that. So it was basically like all workshop creation stuff. We didn't have our hand in anything other than we made the workshop. The adventure mode thing is super sick. We're definitely interested in that in some regards. It's crazy because it goes like multiple directions, right? So if Rivals had adventure mode from the beginning, it wouldn't have like that level of workshop support. Like people wouldn't be able to probably make their own unless we like spent time to customize it. So it's really crazy to see it's being built in workshop, which means like ideally other people can keep building on it. But at the same time, maybe we will reach out and see if there's a collaboration that could make sense, because the quality looks awesome. That example stage of the Fire Capital is great. So I'm not going to say anything like official, but I'm definitely, eyes emoji and seeing that make progress. I know Archetype's been working on it for a while, pretty much ever since we did stage editing. I saw like some early progress. So yeah, it's really impressive, a lot further along than I expected. So that was cool. All the characters are looking dope. My favorite part, honestly, is seeing like the workshop characters from the first couple months like show up in trailers. So like seeing Olympia animated, seeing like Malo in the standee, and then in the snake animation with different workshop characters is super cool. There's definitely like a really cool community that's basically all around workshop. And then for workshop, so it's not coming to Switch. Workshop is just Steam workshop support. There's no plans to bring any like mods to Switch or anything. And then workshop has like its own tournament series, like the extended workshop, and they have like different brackets. So like they have like characters that are curated and stuff. Maybe in the future we'll do like we did a workshop tournament at Genesis. Since local events have gone away, we haven't done one with Rivals. Maybe we'd look into that, and then if we did that, it would just be for what we did at Genesis is it was just only like original characters, or we let in characters that had like permission from the creators. So like we had Yo-Yo from the animations. That's who I played at Genesis. So maybe we'll look into that. But as of right now, all the tournaments and stuff is handled by the community. As you just witnessed, the workshop community is doing work. right, replays be easily transferable. So replays on or tournaments on PC for definitive are pretty much going to be the same with replays. That's probably your best bet. There is spectate, but it's definitely easier and like less opportunity for bugs to just run, just do replays still. And then on Switch, since there is no sharing replays, it'll have to be like the spectate feature in order to do like streaming tournaments. PS4 we don't have in our plans right now, but maybe at the same time as Xbox honestly would make sense. I haven't actually not even in Sony's indie or public, like I haven't done anything with Sony because I used to work in Microsoft, so we're an Xbox family. But I would like to look into it now that we're done. It's really hard to actually like target multiple platforms while a game is in development. So like we are going to keep adding to Rivals. So one of the things we did this year is we hired Geek, who is doing a lot of the workshop implementation on our team. And he made Malo, and he's done a lot of characters on Workshop even since we've hired him. We would like to keep supporting Workshop in Rivals until forever, maybe. No, until people stop using it. So yeah, we're definitely interested in adding new stuff. We'll probably around for launch. I'll hopefully set up like either a roadmap or like a wish list, some way people can like request stuff that they want in Workshop. The best way right now is just to reach out to Geek and some of the other top creators and let us know if there's anything you are trying to do in Workshop that you can't do. Switch Online. Switch Online is required for online play. I'm pretty sure that's like a default now for online games. I think it was like games from before it came out that didn't have requirements. Is there basic stage edit on Switch? There's not right now, but that's one thing we might add is bringing over the one that's in game for PC. But we didn't have like a save system or anything in time for Switch. One of the things I want to kind of bring up, because there's a lot of stuff that we've been working on, and like it might, and I know people were looking for future stuff, I'll repeat it again, is so like the Switch version of the game has been done since June, and that's the one that's coming out in September. So like anything we've done since then is not going to be on Switch. But so if we do like bug fixes now, for example, if there's bugs that are in both definitive editions, we'll fix it on PC first, and then like a month or two later we'll get a big patch on Switch to fix everything, is the plan. Does Sakurai know about Rivals? I don't know, probably not. He's a busy man. Will the regular Abyss mode be playable with Workshop characters? That's a great question. I think it is online right now, because in definitive branches you can do Abyss Endless and Abyss Versus online. That's like a big thing we added. So I think you can just do Workshop characters. I don't know if we actually turn them on for the local branch. I'll have to ask Geek about that. But you should be able to. It should work. I mean, if it works, if it functions online, then we should be able to do it. Milestone system, for all you wondering, it's the greatest system ever. Go Google it. You can figure it out. I do love that we hyped it up so much, because I don't know, have we ever shown the menu of it? In game, it's like you just fill a bar and then you get an unlock. It's literally the most basic system, but at the same time, it's the greatest video game system ever, and it revolutionized video games and revolutionized systems and life. But yeah, it's literally like you just get 250 kills, I think it is, and then you unlock it. Um, so I'll say this on stream now, but I'll probably have to repeat this later. We do have cheats, 3 cheats coming to the definitive edition for people who want to do tournaments or just play and don't want to unlock stuff. So the first one is if you do the Konami code on the milestone menu, it unlocks all your milestones for that play session. So you can use all the stage skins in a tournament. You can use the character skins in a tournament. You can play online. If you close the game, you have to do it again. So it still motivates you to like unlock it, so you don't have to do that every time. Second cheat is go to Abyss Versus, either online or offline. Type in the Konami code. It will unlock all the runes for that play session. Same thing. It's like if you close the game, you have to redo it. So this is for if you want to run like an Abyss Versus tournament, or if you want to play online runes with your friends and you didn't bother to unlock anything. Okay, third one, also on Abyss Versus, you do the Konami code. Right, it's up, down, left, right, BA, start. I think it is. Yeah. Instead of the start at the end, you hit B again. And what that does is it equips all the runes to every character. And that's because we used to have a bug where you could use every Abyss rune if you wanted to. And people really liked that. And we decided to add it into the game officially. So you do the whole thing, except instead of start at the end, hit B again. And that will equip all the runes to all your characters. And it's nice because it's all the runes to all the characters. So like once you go back to the menu, you don't have to do it again. Like every character has everything equipped, so you can just like choose different characters. And they're not balanced for that, so don't like come telling me Forsburn or Ori with everything is like god tier, because yeah, we know like they're just, some characters are like not even that good. Like they're only marginally better than, you know, having a couple runes, and some characters are just busted. That's just the nature of it. Scores go on the leaderboards, right? Okay, so you cannot you can't do the equip all in endless. It's just versus. I don't know if you can do the unlock all in endless. It might work. Try it out. Blackfoot 2. So I'm surprised anyone in 2020 knows what Blackfoot 1 is, because it was like a game I made for a Game Maker competition in 2010. 10 years ago. It's like a stealth platformer where you play as a ferret. So maybe this whole Rivals thing was it was always there. I just never knew it. It'd be fun to do a stealth platformer again. It's kind of funny because so I worked on that, and like I didn't really know what I was doing. I kind of like, I think I just wanted to make like a fast platformer character, and I chose a ferret, and then I added the stealth stuff as I was trying to figure out what the game was. But then later, when I was at Microsoft, I worked a little bit on like Mark of the Ninja, which is like actually a good stealth platformer game, and it's actually a good game, unlike Blackfoot. And then I was like, it'd be cool to make a stealth platformer. So I don't know, maybe one day, but probably not. It would be fun to do a stealth platformer though. It would probably be like, I don't know if I would do like Maple in like the forest as the game. I would do like something in Aether though, for sure. Aether Card, we don't have any plans for Aether Card, even though Symbiote Studios keeps acting like we do. It would be cool. I think I've said it before, like there's a place where it could exist. Why don't you put the game as free to play? You can check out my Medium, search for why isn't Rivals of Aether free to play. It was a great article. It's got, I don't know, 1,000 words on it. Maybe I don't know how many. I don't know how many words it is, but it's got a lot of words on why. Is development going well on other projects? Yes and no. Yes and no. Development is going. We're doing a lot of stuff. Hopefully, we'll have an update sometime soon. Because definitive now, like the last couple weeks for the team, so like Nick and Yellow and Trevor and Geek and Flashy, pretty much all of us have been working on stuff for PC. So like the skins, just making sure online has less bugs. So a lot of the stuff that is all new for definitive, if you go check out our Twitter, we have an article. That's all been done since like June. So like Tetherball, Abyss Endless Online, Abyss Versus Online, the 4-player multiplayer, lobbies, all the milestones, all that has been done since June because that's when we, got the build over to Nintendo the first time. So we've been working on other stuff, a lot of the team, and then a lot of us have been working on the PC version, been working on Creatures of Aether because that is launching a little bit later. I do a lot of design work on that, and then Tom and Bruno are the programmers on that, and Phil is the artist. So yeah, we've definitely been working on stuff. I feel like my biggest regret on Rivals is like I wish I was able to anticipate the time it would take to like fully launch. Like I would have loved to squeezed in another character and had it, behind doors until like we could launch the date, and like definitive would launch with one more. And the biggest reason we didn't do that is like we didn't want to have to delay for, a final character, like getting everything done, getting a stage done, getting the music done. We were just trying to get out as quick as possible. And like a lot of the time was like fixing online bugs, and like we were like, all right, as soon as it's stable, as soon as it's working, and then we'd test and we'd find more stuff, and we're like, okay, as soon as it's working, we can submit it, and like kept finding more stuff. So that's probably like my biggest regret is like I wish we were able to sneak something else in that was new. But yeah, my bad, fam. Yeah, so for all of you wondering if it's coming out in summer, no, it was delayed. It was delayed 3 days, unfortunately, to September 24th. That is 1 week from Thursday. And then, for also on Switch, we wanted to do pre-orders, but we actually were not able to get it up in time. So you're just going to have to get it on Thursday on your store. It should go up at like midnight in your time zone. So technically like Wednesday night, it will be available in the shop. Buy it. Buy in the first hour. Just get it. It will help us become popular, maybe. I don't know. I actually don't know how the Switch store works. I know on Steam that matters. Like, honestly, a lot of where we are now is all thanks to when we launched on Steam in 2015. We did pretty well in like the first day, and we were able to build hopefully a franchise. Like that's where I want to head. Take on Pokemon, take on the big dogs of the world with Aether. And Rivals of Aether launched it into a world. I'm definitely loving seeing a lot of the workshop stuff, how people are kind of expanding the world with their characters and trying to get them to fit in like different ways is super cool. So yeah, right now I'm really interested in like kind of solidifying like what is the world and getting more story. If you've noticed, the story in the game is not the greatest, but we have like the trailers that we did for all the DLC. We're working on a comic book for 2021. So there is going to be a lot more story happening in Aether that's going to be more in depth. And then the goal is to bring it back into the game. So the games will have, more story that's kind of inspired coming from the world. So Rivals is definitely the way that the world kicked off. And now it will be a lot more in depth, and we'll be able to. I like the idea of being able to tell both like bigger and smaller stories. So like there might be stories about just like one character in one little part, and then there'll also be like the overall, what happened to the characters who went into the abyss and stuff like that. And we have Ian from his tag is Bumble King, who works on the Sonic comics, helping out. He's our narrative director, so he's doing a lot of just overseeing all of the individual stories, and then he's also the writer for the comic books. So he's taken on a big role in making sure we make a cool world and we get the most out of it. Creatures for PC. So we don't have plans for it right now, but it's kind of interesting because like the whole game is designed around mobile. One of the things as like a designer, I definitely try to fit whatever like platform it is. Like Rivals is definitely a controller game, so I guess I don't because its main platform is Steam. But so like a lot of the game is designed around mobile. Like it's short matches. The progression system is like you collect duplicates of cards. So I don't know if it's gonna like feel any better on a PC. I can say you can download like an Android emulator and you can play it that way. I believe we already have some players who do that. And you can share your account, across from an actual phone to, an Android emulator. I would love to do it on PC just so we could have like a widescreen version and stuff, but it's not currently in the roadmap just because Taco Boy Studios has like their own games that they develop. So they're doing ours as like, that's like a part-time gig for them. So we really have to like prioritize, features. Like we can't just add everything. We want to just make sure what we're adding is cool. We do have like a bunch of new cards. Like in the game, there's the rival cards. They're like legendary tier. You can only have one in them per deck. We have like those mapped out for a bunch of months in a row. So like that will be like the main content coming out new for Creatures is getting new rivals. So Clarin is actually both the month of September and October. So the game is going to come out. There's like a free battle pass right now if you get in the beta, so you can get on the Discord. And then that one's going to be the same battle pass in October. So all the people who play the game new at the end of the month will have access to the same one. And then starting in November, there'll be new rivals coming out each month on the 1st. So I think I can say the next one is Atlas. And he's busted, just like in Rivals, baby. All right, yes, more definitive questions. Yeah, so the beginning of the stream, we just revealed the 2 release dates, so they're both on Twitter. But I did troll people for like 5 minutes, which was actually very hard because we had so many viewers and I knew everyone was really mad at me. We'll probably cut that out and maybe put that on YouTube just for fun. I'll talk to George about that. But yeah, it was actually like my heart was boom, 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 boom at the beginning because I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe we're doing this. And then I won't upload the reaction of me to Workshop. You guys can just go find the unofficial Workshop Direct and check that out on YouTube. It premiered on there, so you can go find it. Somebody asked, wait, what was the question I saw? Plushes. So if you want any plushes restocked, just hit up Symbiote Studio on Twitter. If they have enough people asking for the same plush, I think they'll definitely they basically do them in runs, and they do not a lot. They do like limited runs basically. If you guys hit them up and say you want a certain character, I think they will listen. Rano is one of my favorites, so yeah, hit them up about the Rano plush. Thoughts on working with the Workshop devs to add the best characters to the full game? Yeah, we're definitely thinking about it. It's something we're considering, and then also considering kind of like the development toll for us, because especially if we want to bring them to other platforms, we'd have to like they couldn't be like work the same way as a workshop character. They'd have to be into the base game. We'd have to redo the UI. So we're thinking about it, but we don't have anything like official or anything to say right now. Just that it's a cool idea and we like the idea, but we don't know for sure. Yeah, so the base roster is going to go up as skins. So technically, as an advanced skin, you could make a pretty wacky character that's similar. But yeah, all those files will be up as examples. So like, basically, all the examples for each character for skins is just going to be like the character sprites. And then you can just start changing them. Wait. I'm scrolling down. Tips to inspire smaller devs working in Game Maker Studio 2. Make sure you're using source control, obviously. We use Git for Rivals. I would say that's like one of the best things to set up early, because then you can have multiple people in. The other thing I would say is like it does help to have people who are multi-talented, even if they do one role. Part of the reason Rivals is able to move pretty quickly is Elian is our animator. He also makes games in Game Maker, and he does a lot of game jams, and he's learned to design and program. So like when it comes to like requirements and stuff that we need, or like changes we need, he's able to understand it because he knows when he makes stuff how to put it into game. So like early on to development, especially if you're young, I would just have everyone try to learn a little bit of everything. One idea you can do is like get a little team together and then all build like the same simple game, like a Space Invaders or something. Pick like a tutorial, everyone like does it, and then compare them, and you can kind of see where people's strengths are, especially if you're just a group of friends and you don't know where people are going to lie. It definitely helps to be multi-talented when it comes to it, because me personally, like, I don't really develop too much on Rivals anymore. I probably average only a couple hours a week in Game Maker, but when I started, it was just me and Flashy, so I was doing all the programming and all the pixel art for the first like 4 characters. But now people who are better than me do it. But the fact that I knew how to do stuff meant it was a lot easier to start replacing me and like putting in replacing my part of the pipeline and knowing how it fits in. Did I expect 8,000 people to show up for the Switch release date? I don't know what I expected, honestly. Like when we came up with this, we weren't even going to stream it. Like we've just been waiting so long to just get the go ahead, like to get the date locked in. We were like, all right, we'll just like post it to Twitter one day, or we'll do this. We thought about just not even announcing it until the 24th. But then we have like the store page itself is going to go up on the 17th, even though you can't pre-order. So you can like link to the store page on Switch. So that's going to have the date on it. So we didn't want it to like the date to be revealed by, just like the store page going up. So that's why we did a stream. And then once we knew we were going to do a stream, that's when we were like, all right, let's do Creatures as like the bait and switch, because it wouldn't be Rivals without messing with people, honestly. And that's why we did that. We should make Geek a mod. We should. I'll have SVS do that. I think he's still in the chat. Will Shine, Zetterburn, CEO Arena, and other special skins. So they're not in the definitive. Skins are separate still right now. And also I said earlier, skins are not currently on Switch. So when Switch launches, there's no skins. It's literally just the game. It's $29.99. It comes with all the characters, and it has like the milestone system. Those are like the cosmetics. We might do skins down the road. We just don't know yet. I would love to figure out a way we can like actually get people's skins from Steam, but I don't have the way to do that right now. Like there's no, like we use Steam saves and Steam ownership on Steam. We use Switch saving and Switch ownership on Switch. We don't have like a unified progression system that we can hook into. So we might just release bundles, like we do on Xbox with a pack of bundles, or and you can get like 5 champion skins at once, or I don't know. That's probably the most likely thing on Switch, I'm gonna be honest. But if I can figure out a way to get characters over without having to like build a custom backend for it, then I'm interested in trying to do that. Wi-Fi versus wired. So we talked about that near the end of like as we were getting closer to June, because it would be sick. I don't know like how, I don't know any consoles that actually like expose that to the games. Like there isn't like a API call to be like check connection type. So I imagine it's like custom written. I don't know actually how they write that to detect it and display it. If we could do it, I probably would. I know some games who are like, we won't do that because people won't play with them. If I could do it in a way that made sense, I totally would. But as of right now, I don't know how, even on Steam, how to detect the connection type and display it. But it's a good question. Are Switch game codes going to be sold? I don't know. I haven't actually. So I'm doing like the publishing for this basically. I don't know like if you request codes to go to Amazon or what. As of right now, it's just going to be on the eShop, but I'm going to look into why digital games go other places, and then how and when and what. I know like popular Nintendo eShop Switch games get like the card. I think like Nintendo asks you if you're like successful maybe, and then that can be sold on Amazon. You get like a little card that Nintendo sells, and that would be cool. I don't know if we're gonna be successful enough for that though. I don't know how it works, so I guess I could reach out to Nintendo and ask them how they do that. Will Aether coins have any purpose? They do have purpose in Definitive. They're still used for like runes. They're still used for buddies. On Switch, I think there's a couple buddies that aren't on there, but a lot of the buddies that were for like events, so like Tony Tailslide and some of my other favorites, they're all coins. Like Craggling is for coins. So you can still get those little buddies on Switch. But I will be honest with you, there's not like a ton of use for coins. Money matching still works in 1v1. It's just turned off for anything over 1 because it's very complicated, and it wasn't worth the development time to try to figure that out. But yeah, because you don't buy like characters or stages or anything for coins anymore, it's really just like the Abyss stuff and buddies and icons. There's still a lot of icons to buy for a new user, and money matching. Hero Clarin is currently semi like retired. Maybe it'll go up on Smash GG sometime for this compendium. Would be cool. We'll see. No, Creatures is going to be updated. So the plan right now is it will keep getting updates and balance changes and stuff for at least a year after launch. Probably more. We kind of want it to be like a long-running game that's going alongside of all the other stuff we're doing. So Yeah, and then we'll also start pulling characters in from other things. I can say no, I don't. I don't want to say. I don't want to spoil too much stuff. But there might be characters from stuff other than rival, like Aether characters from not rivals, that come in as like as rival cards. Uh, are you excited to be making out of pools now that a bunch of Smash players will be playing on Switch? Oh, thanks, Cake. I would be, but like, I don't think it's gonna work out for me because like, for me to make it to have a good tournament, I would need like a tournament September 26th on in person. That's how I could have a good tournament. Once it's like the end of October, like I'll already be people will be better than me, and it's not worth it. Um, I know. I feel it's actually like does break my heart a little bit that we finally are releasing Switch, and it's during a pandemic where the next major is who knows when that will ever be again. Mostly because Switch was the biggest benefit for us was being able to stop running tournaments on PC at events, because we already go to like ultimate tournaments. So like we are already surrounded by GameCubes and Switches at events, and being able to just run it on Switch and not have to, either order our own computers or we used to like bring these Steam machines. There's one sitting right there. We used to like lug these like six of them, eight of them in a suitcase and like check the bag and hope they didn't break. And like, it's so stressful, honestly. Like, I would complain to George all the time. I feel bad because I just started to like not enjoy traveling. Um, so that was gonna be like a big benefit for us is being able to do events with Switch, but I don't know. I have no idea what the tournament scene is gonna look like when it returns. Hopefully there'll be people playing Rivals on Switch. Hopefully we'll still be doing fixes and updates for then. So like if there's any major issues or any balance issues we need to address before then. Can I play a game on my Switch? I could. I don't sleep with the plushes in the back. They literally just sit back here. Now that nobody works back there, they just sit and they just wait for me to stream. When does eShop page go live? The eShop page is supposed to go up the 17th. So like at midnight. So tomorrow night. Unfortunately, you won't be able to pre-order it because we did not make it in time to do pre-orders. My bad, guys. I wanted to do that, but I didn't. How long do you think it's going to take for Rivals to be a dead game? That's a great question. So, obviously, we're not the same as Brawlhalla in that we like didn't design Rivals to like work on it forever as like one game. Like it was meant to be like a stepping stone and go into more stuff. But Rivals has kind of changed shape over the years. I think with like Workshop now, it's a very different game than it was even a year ago. So I think like as much as I want to say like definitive edition of Rivals is out, we're done working on Rivals of Aether. Like I don't actually think that's like our reality, unfortunately. Much to my dismay and like honestly Trevor's dismay, because like we're excited to work on new stuff. Trevor's been programming on Rivals since the summer of 2015, and he's done like all the character gameplay. He designed Clarin, he designed Ori's normals, he designed most of the DLCs, regular attacks. We're like ready to work on new stuff, but at the same time, like there is just going to be a ton of Rivals stuff still. even like people are asking, are we going to do like a workshop characters, like a pack or a character or something that comes into the base game? Like that's going to be work for all of us. It's not just something you can just do. Like there isn't a current like a button be like accept workshop character. Although we should add that, because then later for the future. Anyway, yeah, it's gonna be like a lot of work to add anything to the base cast. So I don't know if we'll have like, I don't see when Rivals is gonna stop, but I also like don't know for sure what development is gonna look like, in 2021, for example. So we will still be doing stuff, and like the plan is we'll have Geek. I'd like to get a couple more people in too to help Geek do not just workshop, but like doing some content drops for Rivals going forward. But ideally it won't be like our core team working on Rivals anymore, so like it won't be Trevor and me per se. We'll have new blood. I mean, you guys just saw that workshop direct that we just saw. Everyone is doing cooler stuff than we've done recently, so it's definitely really humbling and it's really impressive. There's so much like creativity and kind of energy from the community, and like a lot of it's really positive energy, so we definitely kind of want to ride it. So yeah, we're not hiring right now like officially or directly, but I am definitely thinking about how can we kind of ride this momentum and make Rivals the base game into a better product. So I'm definitely thinking about it, and we'll see where that road goes. All right, I'm gonna do like 2 more answers, and then I'll probably just play the Rivals trailer, the long one that we did, which is basically like the same trailer from January, except has some clips swapped out for definitive stuff and has the date. So I'll play that at the end. Let me do 2 more questions. So ask your very best question. I'll do the pandemic one. Yeah, so has things changed since the pandemic hit? Yeah, I will say I think like 2020 has just been an interesting year for us anyway, like a kind of transition. We're kind of like, Rivals was set up as Dan Fornace LLC, quote unquote, and it was way smaller. So like with this year, if you guys watched the direct, you could kind of see it. We're like growing into more like a bigger thing, because we have multiple games now, and like we're trying to accomplish like multiple things across multiple games. So like I personally can't, I like a lot of stuff is starting to like slip through the cracks. So like there are like still bugs that we're sorting out for definitive PC, especially when it comes to workshop. There's so many workshop features that do different stuff, so like sometimes it's hard to tell like if it's a bug with this item, is a bug on our end. So there's definitely, we already are setting up to be able to use our open beta bug system that we had for netcode on Rivals definitive launch, so we can get rid of all those as quick as possible. So that's like one thing. There's definitely like just development bugs slipping through, but then there's also like all kinds of other stuff that is normally a Dan task that slips through the cracks. We just did the RCS over the weekend, and we were like we kind of had like our Rivals Online set up for payouts, because for Rivals Online our plan was we were going to give the winners travel vouchers. So it was like a $500 travel voucher to the next time we have events, because when we made the Rivals Online Championship Series, it was in April, and we were planning on having events in the fall. Obviously things changed, so then the RCS is online. So now we've updated that. I'll be putting some money in, so hopefully those feel more like the actual RCS events, and not like just waiting for the RCS to start, because obviously this year is not going to start. And then So that's like a big change in the studio personally, I think. And then the pandemic obviously slowed a lot of things down. There's no more in person work. So like Trevor and George and I used to work in person. Um, so like that's all a little different. But yeah, I think our big thing is just trying to get through everything and then kind of ramp up in a way where we stay organized. So that will be the big challenge heading into 2021 is having multiple projects going and making sure, not everything that normally slips through the crack, try to stop it. Conversation with Rocket League. Yeah, so they like hit me up on Twitter and I'm like, yeah, let's do it. And then I like message their actual like biz dev account and they just like never replied to me. So I don't know, man. Tweet at Psyonix, be like, yo, hit up Dan about Rocket League car. They just like left me on read, I guess. It's sad, sad Dan, dude. Sad Dan. Uh, any date for the comic? Nah, just 2021 is our current development schedule. Probably mid, I would say. It's not gonna be early 2021. We're gonna upload the very beginning of the stream. I don't know. I'll talk to George and SPS. Maybe we'll upload this question and answer part and just cut out the direct. Am I happy? Yes. I'm tired, sometimes stressed, but I'm happy. I'm a happy man. It is pretty crazy that we have gotten to this point. I honestly felt for a long time like this game would never come out on Switch, like at multiple points in development. There's like a lot of roadblocks we hit. A lot of times just like spooting up testing and just like 5 crashes in a row in like different things and just kind of feeling like, all right, like I don't know, we can't even test it. Like we have to get through this and then. So there's definitely a lot of I don't know, stressful and like we had like the goal ahead of us, but like did not feel obtainable. I guess I can show you Sunny for the end of the stream. She's upstairs. I'm in like the basement. All right, I'll end the stream by showing Sunny, but yes, the short answer was yes. Or I am happy, but yeah, it's definitely a big weight. I'm hoping like we are a small team, so we've done QA and we've done testing and we ran through the build as much as we could. I know in terms of online, I'm still expecting there to be issues, but we're just trying to set up the kind of the way people submit bugs and input so we can get it as quick as possible. I know on Switch it will be a minute before we're able to get a patch actually out to people just because of how their approval process works. So hopefully the build works well enough for there isn't anything super game breaking that prevents anyone from playing, and then any of those minor bugs, we get them out of the way soon after that. Hear me. Sunny, they want you on stream. People want to see you, Sunny. It's Sunny! Sunny, Sunny. Oh, thank you. She's getting big. She's like 23 pounds now, 24 pounds. She's an Icelandic sheepdog. What did you think of this stream? What did you think? Okay then. We can look at the controllers. Saying you want Crags Rock? Do you want it? Sit. Balance. Good girl. Get it. All right, everyone. That was the stream for today, September 24th.